Welcome, this is Dr. Bob Adabik in Huntington Beach, California, and I have another classroom session for you. And I'm talking to leaders now about being the best version of themselves. So let's talk about how neuro leadership with a foundation of neuroscience can help you, your company, and your employees as well. Do you know your brain is the most complex organ that you have? Just the equivalent of 1 grain of sand in your brain equals about 1 billion neurons in your brain with dendrites and axons and synapses and all kinds of other parts. Just 1 grain. That's how complex your brain is. And it's all mixed together and all these things going on in your brain to help you think and be the best version of yourself. Now we're going to help you get there. Here's how we're going to do it. From all my research on neuroscience over the last several years, I have found it leads me into 4 different directions. And one of the directions it leads me to is called regulating emotions. And what's that all about? Well, all of us are emotional creatures. We go way back in time. Our DNA has, and our orientation to life has forced us to be who we are. But we need to learn to regulate our emotions, and we have a lot of them, and they're triggered and set off very easily. So good leaders know how to regulate their emotions. So going back to the research of Michelle, who had the marshmallow and cookie and children research, where they found that certain kids would grab the marshmallow and eat it first, even before the professor left the room. Well, they found the other students that thought about it and had delayed gratification actually did better in life financially, spiritually, emotionally, and career-wise over the years. And they followed them for 40 years after that research. So there's something said for balancing your emotions. So we have mindfulness exercises, and I also have exercises. I created a deck of cards that has 76 different emotions on it, and we break it down to 20 and 10 and 5, and we get down to the 5 that are irritating you and that you want to explain and talk about, and we try to make those changes and help you and others as well be able to make those changes in being able to regulate your emotions, so that when you walk into the room, there's one of 2 faces walking in. There's one that is deceptive, or there's one that's authentic, and you want to be the authentic person. My research further has taken me into another area called collaboration. And collaboration is the ability to work with another person. We're social creatures. We like working together with people, don't we? Well, when they did the monkey research going back to Parma, Italy, many years ago, they found that something called mirror neurons, we mirror each other in so many ways. So if you're the leader that walks in a room and you're authentic, or you're the leader that walks into the room and you're deceptive, guess what? Your employees will be that way as well. So we have models that help on that as well. So we have something called the SCARF model, which is an employee performance model that brings them into the process and gives them the ability to have full engagement in your company, into the processes and into the work that they're doing. And employee engagement is a big thing today. Now my research takes me into one other area. It takes me into decision making and problem solving. What's that all about? Well, when you go into the room, do you go into the room and tell them, here's the problem, and here's what we're going to do about it? Or do you go into the room and say, wait a minute, we have a problem. I want to use this group, this smart group of people, to solve the problem and make a decision on how we're going to solve it. That's the best version of a leader right there. So we're going to help you do that as well. I have some exercises in that regard called the Healthy Mind Platter. If you have your mindset, if you have your life in balance, if you have equilibrium, as we say, and entropy in mind and spirit together, guess what? That'll rub off on your employees, and they will feel it as well, and they'll feel like they can contribute, and those aha moments will come out, and you'll be able to solve problems and make good decisions for you and your organization. And the 4th area that my research takes me to is facilitating change. That's the hardest part. Who's walking in the room? Quite often we don't know which version is walking in the room, but I can help you with certain types of tools. The biggest part of this process is feedback. You need feedback, and you've heard about 360-degree feedback models before, and competency models, and all of these kinds of tools. Well, I use a tool called AVA, Activity Vector Analysis, which helps me to analyze you as a person and your team and be able to give you the feedback that you need to make you the best version of yourself. So if you want to be a good leader, a neuro leader, one that is using the most recent of articles and research to support these 4 areas, give me a call. First of all, I want you to be able to regulate your emotions as a leader. I want you to be able to collaborate and work with people on teams and get them to mirror you. We want you to solve problems in your organization, and we want you to facilitate change. So who's walking in the room? I hope it's the authentic self and not the deceptive self. So give Dr. Bob Adamek a call. You can see me on bobadamek.com. You can find my other videos on AVA and other areas of expertise, and I'd be glad to help you and your team, especially you, to become the best version of yourself. Again, Bob Adamek, thank you for listening.